The anxiety going into the just delivered judgment by the presidential election petition court was not enough to stop President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as he has continued to take active part in the G20 summit that is still going on, I beg your pardon, in New Delhi, India. According to President Tinubu, the bloc, which currently consists of 19 countries and the European Union, would be incomplete without a Nigeria membership. Addressing leaders of the bloc on Saturday in India, Tinubu said that the country will play a vital role among the countries in shaping a more equitable world. The president said the challenges confronting the world cannot be addressed without multilateral cooperation. Joining us now to discuss Nigeria's leadership role in the just concluded summit is Pascal Odibo, the group country's director at Jeff and O'Brien Knowledge Africa. It's good to have you here today.
Thank you.
Happy
you
Sunday.
very much. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.
And it was clear for all to see that, once again, Nigerians' influence on the global stage was put to the bear, whereby we saw countries like South Africa taking a more prominent role when it comes to global discussions and global forums as against Nigeria. This used to be the case, but in the last 10 years, with BRICS happening and South Africa being a major player and the G20 happening and Nigeria just being a bystander, how did we get to this point is the big question.
It's leadership. Your title is pretty clear. It all starts from leadership. One of the worst things that can happen to any community, state or country is to be led by a leader that is not visionary. And vision is not what you see or what is strategy, what you do in the morning. I think if it's taken time over the years that we lost grip. It's now that you are at the bottom that you are beginning to notice that you have left your heights. Nigeria is not playing her wave. It's not at all playing boxing at her weight. You can say this considering the various countries around the world, and Nigeria used to play at the same level with, and that is why it looks it's important that as a nation that we begin to interrogate those that are in leadership. The challenge is no longer followership, it's leadership. Nobody should just appear and become a president, a governor, or a local government chairman. It is too dangerous. I heard somebody making a comment on television the other day and was saying that a doctor makes a mistake, 1 or 2 persons can die. A lawyer makes a mistake, you lose a case in court. A leader makes a mistake, you can lose 8 years. And you're now trying to foray your way through the bush now. And I'm just wondering whether even Nigerians have even learned the lesson. These are the things the president needs to interrogate. Do we really understand the consequence? We just came out from an election that doesn't seem to be conclusive, if you ask me. There's so much division, so much divide. But whatever the case is, whoever is in charge now must know that the responsibility is squarely on him. And Nigerians should begin to interrogate Bola Ahmed Tinubu now. Not because you don't like him, not because you like him, but because your destiny is tied to the success of whoever is the president. It will affect you. Whether you like it, elections have consequences. It's a principle.
All right, still talking about destinies. Our current fiscal policies are zero subsidy regime, single currency exchange platform. Is that a plus to our standing internationally? And at whose expense, you think?
What leadership does is to rally in the critical skill sets that enables you to drive the very different sectors of the economy. No president, no governor will tell you he knows every bit of it. But his ability to be able to put together a team or people that will be able to drive all those things, whether it's a subsidy or whether it is a single currency regime, or a fixed regime or not. The critical thing for me is, what are the things you're bringing on the table that will enable the global value chains to return to Nigeria? You know, there are a lot of oil companies that have left Nigeria, and people were starting, local OICs were taking their oil blocks. And I warned, whenever these guys are leaving, something is a signal. Even though the local businesses may mop up those opportunities, but you know, foreign direct investment has a way of bringing in resources into your system and not just stewing around your own resources. So my take here is that the people that are now manning our financial system should be able to understand that for every policy you bring, there will be a consequence. And that consequence management must be thought through. What you see, what you plan to do, and that's what leadership really does. You know, maybe I should bring this to our fore. There was a university in the United States of America that was commissioned by the Civil Service to find out what are the 3 critical things that will, risks that if it crystallizes, America will be ruined. One was if there is a nuclear attack. 2, if there was a biological attack, or what they call a pandemic. Who can guess what the 3rd one is? If for any reason America does not have quality leadership. So they equate lack of quality leadership to a nuclear attack and a pandemic. And that's exactly, to answer your question, you're asking me, how do you get there? A systemic depletion of quality leadership creates a pandemic or a nuclear attack on the body polity of your nation. So my take here is that whoever is sitting there now must begin to, one way or the other, justify whatever it is and begin to bring to the table things that will ensure that Nigeria plays her role, not only in the regional bloc, but also in the global stage. This is the largest economy in Africa. By the way, it's not South Africa. It's Nigeria.
But we're not showing it. We are not acting like it. We are not positioning ourselves like it. Because my own question to you, let it come in 2 prongs. First of all, is it that we do not have any foreign policy? Or is it a scattergun approach? Or is it a weak policy, so to speak? And the second one is, how do we project ourselves? Is it the way we projected ourselves that probably is putting us at a disadvantage? Because you look at South Africa, you look at Kenya, for example. Now Rwanda are beginning to rise up. What are they doing right in terms of the optics that is giving them that kind of recognition as against what Nigeria is doing?
Let me tell you something. I think the word you're trying to use, which is my concern, is the optics. Optics most times is what people see.
Yes.
Which is sometimes very deceptive. If you want people to see you in a different way, you dress the same way, right? Ask yourself. I had a conversation, I just came in from Kigali, and I had a conversation with what they call the Rwanda Finance Limited, who are the drivers of the Kigali International Financial Center, KIFC. Strategy in place to serve as a financial hub in East Africa. Small country, but with big vision. That's one on the economics. On the one on foreign policy, you know you can't go to Dubai from here. You know Turkey is almost becoming difficult for people to get their visas. You know it's also difficult for you to go to Qatar. All those people are beginning to take a cue. You're asking about foreign policy. You know, I think people are going to begin to feel the pains of having of what we've had in the past 8 years. And I think the jury must be out there about the government of APC. And I'm calling them not because I'm being partisan. They are the ones who held the place for 8 years. You know, and the government of Muhammad Buhari. We need to clean up the slate. It's too muddled up. That it's not allowing us to play, you know, in our league, locally and internationally. You can imagine if you're being invited to G20. We're not being invited to as a member of G20, just on the sideline. And that's why all this noise is going on, Nigeria. You know, you are not invited into You're not going to make any speech. You're just going to be allowed to take advantage of the gathering. All right? So we need to come into a place where we can play our leadership role. And it is important that those that are in charge now, who know all this.
All right. On that note, hopefully our voice could be heard in the AU, which has just been given.
Yes.
Membership.
It is 55 countries with a seat.
Very good. Pascal Odibo, Group Country Director, Jeff and O'Brien, Knowledge Africa. It's good to have you with us on the show for your perspective as well. It's good to have you. Thank you
Thank you very much.